Hello, my name is Derek Smith. I have over 20 years as a government federal special agent, and now I bring that experience to you at home in my Special Agent Combatives program. Hello everybody, this is Derek Smith from Special Agent Combatives, and today I want to talk about armed or unarmed. What is your self-defense tactic? So if you do a Google search for the definition of self-defense, what it's going to give you is this definition. Defense of one's person or interest, especially through the use of physical force, which is permitted in certain cases as an answer to a charge of violent crime. So self-defense and being prepared to defend yourself, your loved ones, and your property is not only your right, but it's also your responsibility. You're responsible for taking care of the people you love, especially if you train in the martial arts or train in self-defense with weapons and things like that. We should not have to rely on others to keep us safe. We shouldn't have to rely on the military, police departments, anything like that to keep us safe. Not when we have the ability to protect our own selves. And it's your responsibility to develop that ability. Now, there are some people who believe that self-defense is just another form of fighting. Self-defense is not just about fighting. It's about how to keep yourself safe from or during a fight. My first thing is to run. Even if I'm a trained martial artist, I have all these special skills and things like that. I know how to use a weapon very, very well, a gun very, very well. But my first inclination is to run. I don't want a chance getting shot. I don't want a chance getting stabbed or even getting beat up. You know, I'm an older guy now. I don't want to be fighting these 20, 30-year-old guys. I'm 52 years old. But I want to know that I'm able to protect myself. And because I'm older, I want to know how to do it fast, and I want to know how to do it effectively. Okay? So there are two basic self-defense tactics that can be used. You can either be armed or you can be unarmed. Let's talk about unarmed self-defense first. So unarmed self-defense refers to any self-defense tactic that relies solely on the use of your mind and or your body for protection. It should be mind and body, okay? An example of the mental self-defense tactics is the use of what I like to call verbal judo, okay? This is using your words to prevent or de-escalate a situation, talking yourself out of it. And I've talked myself out of it many, many times. A guy put a shotgun to my chest in Chicago to rob me one time. And I remembered the guy from the basketball court. And I told him, hey, man, I remember you from the basketball court. He's like, he looked at me. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, man, I'm just playing. You can go. And that probably saved, maybe he wouldn't have shot me, but definitely saved me from getting robbed, okay? Because the guy recognized me. And I was able to talk myself out of that. Had a knife put to my throat. I had two guys pull me in the alley. And the funny thing is I had just had my bike stolen. Some guys pulled me off my bike. And I'm crying, I'm walking down the street, and two other guys grab me, pull me in the alley, and put a knife to my throat. I'm like, I don't have anything else. They've taken everything, you know. But talking to these guys got them to let me go. And these are true stories, and I got many more of them, all right? So going back to the unarmed self-defense, you can also study self-defense and safety tips to learn how to avoid dangerous situations or how to outwit your opponent or your potential attacker in the first place. Now, physical self-defense encompasses fighting arts like what you know, karate, taekwondo, kung fu, or things that are more combat related like Krav Maga and some of the Filipino martial arts and some of the other arts that's out there, Spetsnaz, things like that, and my Special Agent Combatives. Now, it also includes less sophisticated but just as effective ground fighting techniques, okay? Judo, Sambo, things like that, and highly effective Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques for the ground. And I'll get into my thoughts on that later on. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I cringed when they started teaching that as the defensive tactics for the Air Force, the military, law enforcement, because it's different when you have to fight somebody on the ground and you have your gun on and all your gear and a vest and, you know, all these things you have to protect around your belt or whatever you're wearing or your firearm, and you're trying to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques. So there's a fallacy there where people really believe, okay, this is the best thing out there. Not so much when you're carrying a weapon, radios, and everything else. That's a story for another video. The thing is that you need to learn how to fight. Okay, you can attend a short self-defense class that can quickly teach you key moves that can be used in self-defense, or you can spend years mastering one of the fighting arts. And I've done both. I've gotten black belts in about 4 or 5 different arts, but I've also gone to quick classes like SCARS, training with Paul Vunak, training in TFT, and a lot of different things that were a 2-week course here, a 3-week course there, to learn some other more direct self-defense techniques. The thing is, ultimately, the only weapon you're relying on in unarmed self-defense is yourself. Now let's move on to armed self-defense. This means carrying an object. And I'm not just saying a gun or anything like that, but carrying an object, tool, device, or weapon that you can use to defend yourself. Now, some people choose to carry a lethal force weapon like a gun or a knife. While I believe in the right to bear arms, lethal force weapons cannot and should not be carried by everybody. First of all, you got to make sure you do it legally. Let me say that. It needs to be legal. Second of all, you need to train with it. If you carry a gun and don't know how to use it, you're just a detriment to yourself. Same thing with a knife, stick, or anything else you carry. If you don't know how to use it, even pepper spray, you're going to get it used on you. Okay? Now, me being ex-law enforcement, I'm able to carry a weapon anywhere in the world. They have a new law that allows ex-law enforcement with over 10 years to carry a weapon anywhere in the United States. So that'll allow me to carry a gun if I need to carry a gun. Now, I do believe that everybody should be able to carry an effective form of non-lethal self-defense type of device. Okay, the most popular of these, of course, are the pepper sprays and the stun guns and things like that. But and I really recommend a Kubotan too on your keychain, whatever it may be. Now, these have the ability to help you disable an attacker long enough for you to get away and get to safety. When it comes to fighting, it's not about beating somebody till they pass out like on television. It's about doing what you need to do so you can stun that person enough so you can run and get away and get to safety. Now, there are also passive self-defense tools like personal alarms and things like that. It's not going to disable anybody, but it might alert attention to you. Okay, so you can get that. Makes a loud noise, that type of thing. Another thing you can do, though, is that you can use it to startle that opponent or attract attention to that situation. So maybe you startle them enough where you can do something else. Now, in my opinion, the best tactic is a combination of both armed and unarmed. So you can carry that Kubotan, and you can also know some self-defense techniques so you know how to use that Kubotan. Having it and not knowing how to use it is not going to make it effective. Okay, it's just another stick on the end of your keychain. Now, you should also know, and this is very important, you should know how to avoid situations and how to be able to fight back if you encounter an attacker. In one of my videos, I talk about awareness, and I talk about being in white, yellow, or red status and that type of thing. That's your level of awareness. So you have to pay attention to that as well. But you could also carry some type of device you can use for self-defense, as we already talked about. The thing is, whatever you choose, make up your mind to be a victor and not to be a victim. Best of all, stay safe. Again, this is Derek Smith from Special Agent Combatives. I invite you to go over to my website. There's a lot more information for you, videos, recommended training devices, recommended self-defense devices, and best of all, my Special Agent Combative System programs, of which I have 3. So until the next video, again, stay safe, and I hope you continue, because I'm going to continue to give you information almost on a daily basis. All right, have a good day.